When I saw this plant growing in my yard, I just simply had to share it with you. Yellow dock is a great source of herbal iron. Many people have trouble with iron supplements. They get constipated. And I have found that yellow dock doesn't do that. And it helps when you are eating food that has iron in it. It also helps the digestive system uptake that iron and utilize it. So I have found that iron helps improve the blood and I've learned the value of this plant for other reasons too. So, in doing my research, I found some of the other things that may be helpful to you. So, stay tuned for Yellow Dock. Hi, I'm Mary Bourne, traditional naturopath. I love sharing natural remedies with people. Natural remedies have been around for hundreds, even thousands of years, like the one we're going to be talking about today. And they've been used for remedies for people and sometimes pets too. So, with a history that stretches back to ancient times, yellow dock was mentioned in Pliny the Elder. Now, this is the first herbalist that we know of. Excuse me. And he wrote what was called the Herba Britannica back in 23 AD. The Greek physician and pharmacologist who authored the famous De Meditaria Medica or Medica, it was written in Latin, Dioscorides, and I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that correctly, recommended the various stocks as pot herbs and that would clear affected skin and allay itching. Now, Dioscorides actually was had the opportunity to be in Nero's army and be a physician for the troops. And he was a great herbalist. He wrote books and identified different herbs and told all of what his usage was and how it helped different people in different ways. Now the root is where it actually gets its name. So if you open or cut the root, you will see bright yellow on the inside. And this yellow was actually used to dye material way back. And it's one of the main reasons why yellow dock was used. It has been used since Hippocrates. It was support and aid for digestion, poor absorption of nutrients like iron and even calcium, liver health, and as an overall tonic. So it was used widely and is grown throughout the United States and many places. It did come originally from like the Mediterranean and even places in Asia have this root. It's very similar to burdock and rhubarb. So it has that red vein that sometimes occurs when you're growing rhubarb, but it is in that same family. It has many of the same constituents as these, such as rhubarb. Very bitter, but can be palatable when prepared properly. So it is high in iron and vitamin C, plus many other minerals. And it is also known for its anthraquinones. Now, these are bitter components of the herb, and they are used for digestive health. They support digestive secretions to improve digestion. So one of the nutrients difficult to absorb in people is iron, and there are recipes that you mix the tea with molasses and increase the iron uptake of the plant. So this plant was invaluable in its ability to help people absorb iron and not cause constipation. I have many clients that couldn't take their iron supplements because it just created terrible constipation, and they were miserable. And I recommended this particular supplement, and it really, really helped. So iron availability is very much tied into the energy of the body. Often feeling tired and unmotivated has to do with iron deficiency. In fact, years ago when Geritol started out, they talked about, iron deficiency anemia, which is, kind of an adult thing that people would get, but it was because they were not consuming foods that were iron rich and that the soil had not the ability to uptake that. This root is extremely deep. Even the young ones have a very deep taproot, and using a digging fork to bring up the root in early spring is the way that is recommended when you're trying to get the roots for using it as a tea. So in early spring, you want to identify the leaves, and it looks very much like a very immature burdock leaf, but it is the yellow dock. And so identifying it, you can tell by this red line that comes along the midsection of the leaf. Now, when the leaves are picked, you can crunch them up and put them on like a mosquito bite. It will take the itch away from the mosquito bite almost instantly. Some people will chew a little bit of the leaf and then apply it as a poultice for mosquito bites. It was used for chicken pox, a lot of different things. They would create a strong tea and soak the child in a bath of the tea as helping with the itch of the condition. And it also helped to support the child in other ways as well. So if they drank a little bit of the tea and they soaked in the concoction, then it would actually move this condition along quite quickly, because it was also detoxifying the liver. And the longer a condition like that stays on is generally dependent on how well functioning the liver is. So in spring is when you want to use the leaves. Now, they are quite tender in early spring and can be used in salads. You might want to test them first before you put them in the salad. They are very much like dandelion, where in the early spring they're tender, and as they age, they tend to get stronger and more bitter. So that's the same thing. And it is at this stage that you want to dig up the root. Once the plant has sent up its seed stalk, the energy of the plant is no longer in the root or leaves. It is now on sending up that root, that seed stalk, so it can produce more. So learn to identify the plants early in spring so that you can use them. And the more you learn about foraging and helping yourself, there, medicine's all around us. We just need to know about it. So The dandelion leaves also have their use and are beneficially known for their iron availability, but yellow dock has much more iron availability in it than even dandelion does. Having a couple of these herbs together actually potentizes them. Now, if you want to make something for skin astringent, you can make a decoction, which is pouring boiling water over the fresh leaves and letting it steep for 10, 15, even 20 minutes, then straining it off, and then you can blend that with either witch hazel. I like to use silver liquid, silver shield. Um, People have used a myriad of different things to hold back the bacteria. I found also that if you freeze it in ice cubes at that tea stage, then you can pop out an ice cube and you can make a fresh skin astringent every month and not worry about the bacterial qualities, or not qualities, but uh, getting the bacteria getting into your toner. So I use a myriad of things to support skin toning, and I don't buy, I can't see spending good money on things that I can do a much better job of and know all of the ingredients in it. So I love rose toner, and I have a video showing how to make rose toner. I use it every morning, and I love the way it smells and the way it leaves my face feel. So for those who want to make their own tinctures, I have a video link in the description below that you can go to, and this guy goes over a myriad of ways that you can use yellow dock, and I think he's quite informative and very interesting. Some of the videos I've watched were really weird, way out. This guy is not. He's a true herbalist and he really explains things well. But for some of you who do not want to go out and forage for different things, here's a word from our sponsor. So you all know that I love Nature Sunshine products. And these were the products that I recommend to clients. I've recommended and used Yellow Dock myself when I was feeling pretty tired and no energy, especially during the winter time. After the holidays and that, it's a good time to use Yellow Dock because it mildly cleanses the blood and gets rid of some of the heaviness that we tend to do with eating through the holidays. So that it promotes better circulation, and people have a tendency to be more lethargic in the winter, and it helps with elimination and supporting really good elimination and liver health. The other product that I've recommended greatly is in the first trimester of pregnancy, a woman is dealing with a lot of nausea and exhaustion. And a lot of that comes from an overburdened liver. And I found that taking IX really helps. It gives them the iron they need, as well as supporting better elimination. Iron is needed by the body to carry oxygen to the cells, where it is combined with glucose for energy production. And this proprietary combination of herbs expertly crafted to provide natural iron together with other elements needed to enhance absorption. So there is dandelion, and it combines with yellow dock and a bunch of other things that herbs that really support health. And This world is crazy, but they recommend to a pregnant woman, which is totally wrong. You have no idea what's in that. And they caution you against God's gifts of herbs, you know. Yes, I highly appreciate caution, and I think everybody should be cautious. Maybe you could start by taking, dumping a little bit of the capsule and putting it in applesauce and test and see how you do. Gradually build your body up to taking the recommended dosage. So, if you're concerned at all, that's certainly a way to go with it. Plant medicine has been used safely for centuries. However, if you are already taking medicine, you should check with the doctor that gave you that medicine, and hopefully they're knowledgeable about plant medicine. Um, Many doctors have no clue. To save their own license, etc., they will tell you no. And that's really unfortunate because the health of this nation is really not good. And who do we have to thank for that? So I believe medicine is all around us, and the only thing that keeps us from using it is a lack of knowledge that people just simply don't understand, and as soon as there's a caution thrown out there, oh, that's it. But if the government tells you it's okay to use something without any facts or real background that this particular thing is safe and effective, people believe it. Please do your research. Know what you're taking, know what you're putting in your body. So many of us are label readers, and yet they'll take things that there is no label to read. Have a little common sense when it comes to your body, and do your research and try to find articles that are written before 1980, because anything after that has been altered, to support the pharmaceutical industry. Pharmacy has its place, but remember, the first pharmacy was herbs, and the first pharmaceutical book was written by an herbalist. So I trust Nature Sunshine. Nature Sunshine does not have any association with any drug companies, unlike Solgar and some of the other supplement companies out there that are owned by Pfizer and Bayer and a couple of other drug companies. 12 drug companies own 90% of the herb and supplement companies. So, do your research. I have something on my website that shows a graph of who owns who, and you might find that interesting to look at. So I believe that God has given us the herbs and plants to support good health and good nutrition. So one never knows when the supply chain is going to be broken. And so it's really important for you to understand some of these plant medicines that are around you that you can use to support better health. So, I think you should find nooks and crannies wherever you can to grow some food, be more self-reliant, community-oriented, and understand how your body works. When you focus on health, your body will know what you're aiming for. If you're always focusing on disease, that's exactly what your body's going to aim for. So be on the lookout for weeds that may be beneficial and learn about their uses. There's a lot of apps you can get these days that take a picture and it'll tell you exactly what that plant is and identify it for you. Now, some of them aren't that great, but you have extension services and you can take that plant to perhaps a nursery where they can identify it for you. There are extension services like we have, Michigan State University that is known for agriculture, and there's plenty of master herbalists that can help on identifying if you're unsure. So the purpose of these videos is to help you understand that herbs and food help our body get into balance. Disease occurs when the body is out of balance, and doctors prescribe and diagnose disease, and that is not the purpose of these videos. Natural medicine works with imbalances, whether they are emotional or physical. People need to know how their body works. And I have 3 formats on my channel. The one that you are watching is called Health to Home. There's also Gardening with Granny, which is a very short 3 to 5 minutes, unless I'm doing a garden tour. And I think you should find them entertaining. Hopefully you will like and comment and promote it with other people and your friends. Talk about herbs and herbal health. Also, there is a third venue, and that one is called Herbal Hour. And generally speaking, it is about an hour where I talk about how the body works and what you can do to support it. And so I hope that you're enjoying this yellow dock and all of its super nutrients, and that you look for it in your yard. Maybe you can identify it. Now, you don't want to pick it now unless you want to grab the seeds and from a roadside and plant them in your yard so that you can have yellow dock growing someplace off to the side. It's an interesting plant. And if you're into flower arranging, the stalk dries and makes a really interesting addition to an arrangement, especially in the fall, because it's got that kind of rust color look to it, which of course is the indication of iron. So yeah, I hope that you get control of your health, that you can focus on herbs and healthy eating and things that are natural, support your body, share this ideas with other people, and be thankful for all of the joy around you and the people that support you, and all of the gifts of nature, like this yellow dock I was shocked to see. So thank you for viewing. This is Dr. Mary for the Health of It. Until next time.